I don't know how other caregivers communicate with their residents or clients. For me, I have multiple hobbies. I like reading. I love poetry. I love art, and that comes in handy, or it came in handy when I was working as a caregiver. I still have my diploma, my training, and everything, and my experience. That's why I'm able to talk about it now. But yeah, so never had a resident or a client mad at me. Never. I don't know why, but never. I'm just joking. I know exactly why. The things that I just listed. Um, First of all, I think it's my trait, like being patient, like listening instead of just um, telling them what to do. You know what I mean? Example, you just barge in the room. You have to get ready. Wear this. Eat. La 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 la. That would agitate me too. Agitate me. It will piss me off, right? Why can't you just go there nicely and ask? You know what I mean? Would you like to get up and have some breakfast? Or, whatever that you need them to do, right? One of the skills that I listed was me being into poetry. So I remember in high school, I was taking a lot of English classes, a lot of communication classes, because there's English 11, English 12, and then there's English, no, there's English literature, I think. That's in college and stuff. But there is communications 11 and communications 12, and I took a lot of communication classes, a lot, you know. So with poetry, that's like my favorite thing in the world, and I love short stories. Things helped me as a caregiver. Oh my gosh. For one, poetry, it teaches you how to just be deep and just, oh my gosh, it's really scary. And just read somebody's emotions. You know what I mean? It makes you emotionally intelligent. I still love poetry to this day. I write songs. I just love it, right? So with that, when I became a caregiver, I literally connect with my residents so easily. I don't know what it was, but and I'm like, why am I so different from other caregivers, right? For one, like I'm really young, right? Because I just got out of high school. I was just taking a lot of poetry classes, and a lot of like acting that helped me too, the theater. It helped me with my personality just to be like funny. You know what I mean? Yeah, so like in high school, I was doing theater, like volunteering for older people to, entertain them and stuff. That came in handy too. So, yeah, so I think that's, another reason why I didn't have a lot of like angry residents, because I know how to entertain them too. And then I have customer service certificate that I took in high school that helped me. You know what I mean? Again, I don't care if you are a caregiver or a business person. Just just sell whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? In a good way, right? Other thing that came in handy for me. So I used to collect a lot of art, just like a lot of painting. Now I paint by myself. I don't buy anymore. But yeah, so those paintings, it made me perceptive on another level. I've always been perceptive, you know what I mean? So, for example, some residents are nonverbal, right? So you could use, whatever paint that they have on their wall to communicate with them, because that's their interest. They're going to pay attention, you know what I mean? There's a reason, why it's there, and there's a reason why they tell you what they like and what they do not like, right? So you can utilize their interest, to make your work easier. Yeah, so I cannot relate with you if you're yelling at them. Like literally, there are things everywhere in the residence room that could help you communicate and make their life easier, but instead you're yelling. You know what I mean? You don't have patience. You just go there and you just yell, right? It's not only like frustrating to the resident, you know what I mean, it's also hard on your team members, your coworker, your partner. Yeah, so you're making it hard for everybody else. There's other ways to communicate. There's no way, that you're just like yelling. The other tactic that I use is I ask a resident if they want to get something done. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is. If they want to eat, change, you know, go to the activity room, whatever it is, right? They say no, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, I'll just leave you alone, right? And then I go do other stuff, right? And because there's other stuff that you can get done, you know what I mean? You don't have to sit there and argue with them. And that's like one mistake that I see some caregivers do. They sit there and argue, and then they get like really like it's not, I don't know if it's violent, but like they force them, like literally physically. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's not how you do it. You know what I mean? You're agitating them. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna like go and like do other residents and stuff. And then once they calm down, right, you go ask them if they want to do it again. You know what I mean? And then you can give them something that calms them down, something that entertains them. You know what I mean? Because sometimes they're just anxious. You know what I mean? It's not that they don't want to do it. They're anxious. You know what I mean? Imagine, you are, right, independent, right? And then all of a sudden you're like in a care home. Now people are like taking care of you, and you know what I mean? It's just not good on your self-esteem, right? So that is gonna like make you not want to do a lot of stuff. So like you gotta like understand why they're saying no. You know what I mean? You can't just say, oh my gosh, they're difficult. You know what I mean? I hate when other caregivers say that. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? They're like, she's difficult, Sarah, don't work with her. She's difficult. I'm like, why though? Why is she difficult, you guys? You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are like literally ignoring why this person is like refusing care, refusing to eat their meal and stuff like that. That's it. That's the only reason. That's it. You know what I mean? So on my last job, everybody that was deemed to be difficult, you know what I mean? I think there was like, let me see, about 4 residents. Every caregiver that I worked with, you know what I mean, said they were difficult. And I work with them, right? Those 4 residents. And everything went smoothly. I even became, their favorites. Like literally all of those like, you know what I mean? All of those residents, I became their favorite. They like me. They're like, where is that girl? Where's the new girl? I want her to take care of me. They're saying that, you know what I mean? I don't know. They just like me. You know what I mean? No cocky shit. I literally put in the work, I was not just there, just forcing them, and also, I think when they say they're difficult, they don't want to work with them and stuff like say like other caregivers, right? Because some residents, you know what I mean, they do stand their ground. They're like, hey, if you're gonna yell at me, I don't want you to work with me. So they're way more aggressive than the caregivers. So their caregivers are like, fuck it, I don't want to work with them because they're scary, you know what I mean? And I'm like, why do they not want to work with you, right? Were you screaming at them the first time that you saw them? Because I don't know, you thought because, they're resident, they're vulnerable, you can yell at them. You know what I mean? You made a judgment, so that's on you, right? The other excuse is some caregivers, they say is because they're racist. When they refuse care or something, they're like, oh my gosh, they're racist, they're not letting me do work. I literally worked with this girl one time and she blamed it on racism. And I'm like sitting there, right? This girl, she's so rude, right? And she's just horrible. She's a horrible person, right? And then when they react to her rudeness, they're racist. I'm like, what the fudge, Because we got called into office, right? In a way, she wants me to join her smear campaign, trying to make the residents look bad or use white guilt. I don't know what it is. So we got called into the office, right? And I told the manager, I said, I swear I never had a resident mad at me before. Never, you know what I mean? And she can tell because I worked by myself before, and then when I was working with this girl, there was a lot of complaints. They're like, oh, okay, a lot of people are complaining about this girl. And I told her, I said she wanted to blame it on racism instead of her behavior, Yeah, I literally think she provoked that resident on purpose just so she can blame her. She can blame her for racism. I don't know why she did that, but that was really weird. Why would you do that? Why would you provoke someone and then say they're racist when they stand up for themselves? It's so freaking weird, man. Yeah, the reason I brought this up is because if you're gonna use excuses like that, lame excuses like pulling the race card and just playing the victim, blah blah blah, I don't want to work with you. I don't know you, okay? I literally had a notebook, when I was working on what to improve on. And the last thing I want is people to just want me to join some sort of smear campaign. I'm just there to work and go home. I don't care, right? But yeah, if you want to watch my videos and, you're trying to improve something and, your career, whatever, by all means, But if you're here to complain and stuff, then this channel is not for you. Also, I do not represent women who have their training from a different country and stuff, because that's one thing I picked up on when I was working in a nursing home. They were just trying to hide behind me because a lot of them are not actually trained. They just pay somebody to fake the certificate to say they were nurses and stuff, so they can get jobs here, right? So literally everything that you see that I'm posting my certificates are from here, right? I went to high school here in Canada and I took my training here in Canada. So there's no way I'm representing someone from Nigeria or the Philippines. So no, I'm not doing that. This is my diploma that I got right after high school. That was in Surrey, BC. It's here in Canada, So yeah, I'm not letting, people with fake certificate and stuff like that try to say they know me and stuff, because I don't know you guys. I literally studied really hard and got to be the best I could be, to have a better life for myself and the people that I'm providing service to, not for scammers. So I'm overqualified to be a caregiver now because I have so much knowledge. That's why I quit, because for one, I would not let scammers try to say they know me because I don't represent them. Yeah, because some people, they literally go out of their way to act like they know me. I'm like, what the heck, and they want to be close to me so bad. And I realized it's because they want to like steal my skills in a way, looking back. Because they don't have those trainings, so they get really friendly with me. I'm like, what the heck? Go to your job, right? Why do you want to know how I'm doing things? I thought you have those certificates. It's really weird. And I'm also like a really sweet person, they wanted to take advantage of that. So there's like a lot of them right now. So I'm like, yeah, I'm quitting. And then yeah, so overqualified because of my knowledge and stuff. And then the second reason is because I just don't want to represent scammers, because it's just wrong. Why? I'm still like paying off like my student loan, and those people, they're like paying to get like fake certificates and stuff to work here. Nope, I'm not doing it. And they don't know anything, and you wonder why they're yelling. They don't have good communication skills. Like it's really weird, right? when you think about it, like, why are they acting like that? Why can't they do their jobs right? I thought they were nurses. Nurses are way more trained than caregivers, right? So it does not add up.